You're about to listen to a podcast from the Firearms Radio Network. For more, visit firearmsradio.net.
Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 521. Unless you're Tony, then he thinks it's 522. The show's brought to you by VZ Grips, Walker Defense Primary Arms, and XS Sights. In this show, we'll be discussing Herrings, scope tube mounts, a short hunter, and a special Civivi. As you may know, we showcase guns, gear, and anything else you might be interested in. We do our best to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm Chad Wallace. Tonight we have Rusty and Tony, and Rob's dead again. I mean, I don't know how this guy keeps dying, and then he'll come back to life the next episode. I don't know what happened. And then he gets mad when we say he's dead. I don't understand.
Rob's not dead. Rob's not dead. He's flying P. Diddy around the country.
Oh, that's okay. Well, at least we know why now. and the bad part is Rusty's busy. He's kind of at work. So he can't even read the VZ Grips ad, which means I have to do it. VZ Grips has been manufacturing handgun grips since 2003. With a reputation for quality, consistency, innovation, top-tier manufacturers choose VZ Grips. They come in a variety of styles, patterns, colors, and are manufactured from proprietary G10, micarta, carbon fiber, or polymer. Available with varying degrees of texture, VZ offers a wide range of grips for all different firearms types. Made in the USA, VZ gives you the grip you can count on. Now, our featured grip of the week this week is the Double Diamonds for the Kimber Micro 9. Why did I choose that? Because we hadn't chose that one before. So if you have a Kimber Micro 9 and want some cool grips, head over to vzgrips.com and use the code GGR15 and you can get 15% off those things. You know, what more could you ask for? Tony, what did you do in firearms?
Well, what I did in firearms was, last week I took out the the Matador X.
I don't know what it's called. You're the one that has it.
Yeah, see what it is I've been texting Sven from Manticore Arms and the Matador X tandem cross. Doing stuff with both of those in the same week is messing me up because it's so close but not. Anyway, I took that out last time and I realized that the Gideon Optics Judge reflex optic was too low, so I put it on a riser and it was still kind of low, and I probably had it too far forward, so I couldn't get enough elevation out of it for a 10-yard zero. I contacted Gideon and they sent me out their new 1X Prism optic. So I installed that and took it to the range, and it worked out wonderfully. And pretty much I'm shooting 4-leaf clutches at 10 yards with it. Thereby, it will hit wherever someone who's using the gun during diversity shoots, because we put the target close.
Right.
So, boom, they'll be able to hit really quick. And that tandem cross triggers ridiculous.
Oh, I bet.
It is ridiculous.
You know, the thing is I have a tandem cross trigger, but that is the whole assembly that you have. And mine's just the trigger, and it's a really good 1022 trigger. So I can only imagine that yours is better because it's the whole contained thing. But even the other version is fantastic.
I haven't even adjusted it, and I can, if it was just me using it, I would. But since I have people using it for the first time, it's enough to be like, whoa, that's nice, but not, whoa, that's scary. So I'm leaving it where it is. So I also cleaned that particular 1022 because I was having some issues with it. And I decided to clean the other 1022 that had the High Tower Armory 9022 chassis, which it makes it my firearm look like a P90 from FNP90 with suppressor on it. I haven't cleaned that with thousands of rounds in the last 5 years. So anytime it hiccuped, I just spray it with lube and keep it running. And it ran and ran and ran until the end of last year. Again, 5 years of firing 22 ammo every 2 weeks, volunteered for kids shoots and shooting thousands of at least 1,000 rounds. No, more than, wait a minute, hold on. Probably about 500 to 600 rounds just during the kids shoot. Just during the kids shoot, it was because I went through 2 boxes of 22 ammo, the bricks, and that's like what the 330, I think, is so federal comes in 333
or 325, or it's
something like that.
Yeah,
yeah. I've burned through just at the kids shoot I volunteer at. I've burned through 2 boxes of those 4 times. So that's 8 boxes of that. Never cleaned it. Never cleaned it for diversity shoots. Took it apart and it looked horrible. It took a while. I cleaned the whole thing out and then I put it back together. And lo and behold, I got 3 screws that I don't have the freaking nut for. I don't know where they went. There's like 13 of them holding this thing apart. And they fell, and they're so small and thin, I didn't even hear them fall, so I can't find them. I contacted the manufacturer, Hightower Armory, and they said they're sending me out some new ones, so that's pretty cool. But I took that to the range also, and I installed the Gideon Optics Judge on that. So I took it off of 122, put it on the other 22, put the new battery in for the, I think it's called the Baller from Olight. Friend of mine gave it to me, who worked for Olight at the time, and I put it on because it had the flashlight and a laser all in one thing. So I zeroed the laser at 10 yards. I zeroed the optic at 10 yards. So now when I volunteer with the kids, they can just turn on the laser and we'll be on point and they'll hit like they want. And they can they'll look through the optic and see that. So it is really on point, shoots really tight groups. You can tell the difference, though. All of a sudden, you have a regular 10-22. I think I have the BX trigger in that. But you have a regular 10-22 with a bullpup. And the trigger is night and day between the tandem cross trigger and the bullpup BX trigger. It's night and day, but it's still a lot of fun. And when people ask, because I feel I need to do a review on it because I don't think a lot of people checked out that Hightower on the chest. But they just don't know about it. I'm like, it turns the fun up to an 11 when you put some of these firearms in the chest. I think the high point is awesome, and I'm going to do one on that too. That's why I pulled the pictures up when I did the other review. I have a whole lot of other photos of that. And with this one too. If your gun's in the back of the safe and you hadn't got it out because you're bored with the 10-22 you grew up with, this is a way to give it a whole new life. And it's 100% worth it, in my opinion.
I hear you. I hear you. I didn't make it to the range, but I did do a bunch of other stuff. I've been working on a review. Rob got a review, so I got it posted. It's a knife review. We're not doing it tonight because, Rob's not here.
Rob's not here.
Rob's not here, but we got some stuff in. I said something about last week about these people that the closest company is the longest to get stuff. So, Timber Creek got the
Timber Creek
got the Enforcer kit here for Zoe's build. I got to
call them actually. Yeah.
When we get that thing done, we'll get it. I mean, basically I'm waiting for Zoe and, these young people these days because she's never. Oh, go ahead.
No, because you guys got the Enforcer and that looks like a robin egg blue.
Yes, that's exactly what it
blue
is. I think they call it robin egg, but it's close enough. So
yeah, I think I'll go with the gray man. I'd like to do something else, but it's like let's just pull it back because me, I'd like to do the bright color, the bright shiny thing. Because it makes it easier for me to know what the hell my students or my attendees are talking about when they talk about they like something. What, the other black rifle? The other tan rifle? No, but if you go, yeah, that sucker that's freaking bright-ass orange and the dice don't match. Okay, I know which one that is of the guns you have on the line.
Uh-huh. I mean, it works out that way. Plus, yeah, Tony, you know what you should try to get? The carbon fiber kits.
They asked me which one did I want,
You're right.
but if we do a carbon fiber, well, one, we're back in the black rifle, but fine.
Well, the
But
ends of theirs are
lightweight build.
the ends of theirs are colored, so you'd have to look at it, but yeah, yeah.
Well, my thing is, let's make a lightweight build then, or at least let's put it up to be a little lighter weight.
That's true. That's true. I mean, their stuff's lightweight anyway, so it's not it's not like we don't.
There's a couple things to do when you have lighter furniture. It just gives you ability to put other stuff on it and not really increase the overall weight.
Yep.
Or you build a lighter gun and you put stuff on it and you still reduce. My whole thing is an M16A2 weighs like 8.9 pounds. I think that's what they said when I was in the Corps, in our knowledge book. And I'm like, that was then, and you got iron sights with a 2-point sling.
Yeah.
Now, when you get damn near 9 pounds with an AR, you have an optic on it, a flashlight on it, a 2-point sling that actually has 2 points that mean something, not just one on each end. And hobby horse, it can actually be adjustable.
Yeah.
You get a lot more options with that weight now. You get a lot more. You get a lot more things, capability with that same exact weight.
Right. And
that's what I like about it.
Yeah, and I get that. And like I noticed with one of the rifles I have, I don't even know what it weighs, but it's the one that I put.
Be safe, dude.
The Swamp Fox that I got, the new Tomahawk 2 on, and it's just a 1-to-6 low power variable optic, but I put it on there and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's got some weight to it.
Right.
It's like, okay, it's 21 ounces, pound and a half or whatever it amounts to. But I'm like, oh, but you notice it. It's like when you go from, 7 pounds to 8 pounds, it's like, oh, there's a definite touch in that thing. And then
it makes a difference.
Mm-hmm. And then they got these back in sight. So our sponsor XS Sights sent me a set of XDM sights because they fit on the Rost Martin slide. So now there's, they're the tall version. So they're, basically this is a hollow sun on here. So it sits up higher than some of the other optics, but basically you get, these are dot rear tritium with their orange front with the tritium inside. So they're pretty sweet. But I got those mounted up. That was about the extent of what I did in firearms. I will have to say that, because I mentioned the Rost Martin, that the ammo for the Rost Martin, of course, came from Target Barn. They supplied it for the review. I thank them more than most people would know. I mean, yeah, it's 9mm and it's not like it's a super fortune, but 1,000 rounds is still 1,000 rounds. So, check Target Barn out. They get the free plug for the free ammo. Don't forget to visit our friends over at Patriot Patch Co. They are our bandwidth sponsor, and you can join their Patch of the Month Club. I got it. I don't know where I put it, so I can't show it to you. But go check it out. It's there. Don't forget to check out our affiliates discount codes. Save yourself a few pennies here and there. Rob's not here, so Tony gets to read the disclaimer because he's the only one that can do it in the proper voice.
See, I was going to give him a break this week, too. And now I'm not. Welcome, I'm Rob. Welcome to the show. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual co-hosts and do not reflect the official policy or position of the Firearms Radio Network and or their employers. This is not legal advice, nor should it be considered as such. Your discretion is advised. This is especially true on live shows. Product Spotlight is sponsored by Walker Defense Research. Walker Defense provides shooters with the finest, most innovative quality tactical accessories and firearm components around. From their now grip panels to their Nero muzzle brakes, no details are ever left behind. Only top quality materials are used in the manufacturing process. Together, All of this gives you the best firearm performance around. Everything they have to offer is proudly made in the USA. Walker Defense. I love my accent has changed like 4 friggin' times.
Oh, yeah.
Walker Defense, where American ingenuity meets bleeding edge technology. The hell with it. Our Walker Defense product this week is the FDE Bolt Carrier Group. Use Insider 15 for 15% off everything at WalkerDR.com. You know, when you look at that, I'm like, Walker Doctor?
Yeah, I guess it could be. I mean, yeah, it's Walker Doctor. Yeah.
Hey, man, look at. Now, I haven't looked at this in a minute, but isn't that like a really, really pretty FDE in that bolt carrier?
Oh, that thing is like beautiful. I mean, every time. It's
almost like a bronze, right?
Yeah. Every time I look at that thing, I'm like, I don't know many people. I mean, lots of companies will do like multicolors and various OD green and stuff, but this thing, I don't know what they do to it, but it is pretty. I mean,
man, we're taking this thing so long to come up.
I don't know.
There we go. Oh yeah, dude. Whoa. So is that $195.99 now, huh?
And I think our discount still works on it.
And it's like a 10% discount on our thing, so that's another $20 off.
There you see. Yeah.
Flat dark earth diamond like carbon.
That's
coating. So that means it's slicked up too.
Yeah.
And it also is MPI.
Yeah, bolt.
It's MPI tested. It has their optimized carrier key screw. Who knows what that means?
They're like an external hex, and so when you stake them, they stay put. You'd have to see. You have to see them. It's like a Torx driver.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah,
looks like a gear.
Yeah.
The heads of them look like gears, so when you stake them, it actually goes between the gaps in the gears.
There you go.
And holds it in place. That's pretty heavy duty staking.
Yeah, they do that on all their carriers. But
the only thing they didn't do, I mean, because understand some of the stuff is make their what you call the key? What do you call the key? The squared off head of the gas key? No, not the gas key.
The actual key that goes through it, or the bolt key.
The bolt key, the one that the firing pin goes through, and it's squared off on Mini, but on a POS they made it round. Right. They said it helped. I love that people and companies do little things, and I think it does increase some efficiency by a small percentage.
Right.
When have you ever had that actually wear out your upper? I mean,
I know what you're saying, and I mean, you can tell a lot of times these small details are what let you know that, people took the time to actually design these things in and use them. So, they're doing something right because they're like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like I'm writing up the review for the Foxtrot Mike 15 pistol that I have. And because the safety they sent it's a 45-90, it came as 90, but I wanted a 45 safety. So all I had to do was take it out and switch it around. Well, instead of using the normal detent, they use a ball with a spring with a set screw behind it. So it's an actual ball detent so that the safety lever works better. It's little touches like that you're like, this is pretty cool. And had I not taken it apart, I would have never known that.
That's one of the things that's different between a base model and the basic thing that frickin' works, and something that just has a higher level of fit, finish, tolerances, and clearances.
Yeah.
That's where your money goes, especially if it's effective.
Yeah. And, hey, it works fine, so I can't complain. I guess that leads us to the product spotlight discussion. We do not have a product review or update this week. We would if Rob was here, but he's not, so it'll probably be next week. He finished his Corgi review, and we're not talking the type that bark. So so it's posted on the firearmsinsider.tv if you want to check it out before then. There is always that. So first thing up, We're going to talk about the Fight Light Herring Model 2024. MSRP on this is $1299.99. Why did I put this in there? I don't know.
Because you hate me?
Because I hate Tony. Hey, I put the 1873 short rifle later, so I don't hate you. You know, I don't hate you. This is Fight Light's lever action. That's kind of the only thing you can say about it, except, you know, being a lever action, it uses like AR upper receiver parts. You know, granted, it doesn't have a charging handle because it uses AR, but it gives you that. Of course, it's very similar to their Fight Light lower receiver, but it's different because, of course, you get it. It's a lever gun. Takes normal AR mags, as you would expect. You know, chambered. They're not available yet. They say soon. I'm hoping soon is soon for their sake, so that next year we won't be like, oh, this thing again. You never know.
Yeah.
You know, originally chambered 5.56, 300 black. You know, they hope, of course, to add other calibers later, including 22 long rifle, you know, maybe 5.7. You know, you get a lot of options with it. They say it weighs 5.7 pounds. It's, of course, a closed bolt operation. I haven't seen it, so I don't know exactly how the system works. The one is 16.25-inch barrel. Of course, it's 2 inches wide because it's what it is. You know, it does have a push button safety lever. So you're looking at, you know, kind of like the Foxtrot Mike Ranch rifles, even though it's semi, it's got a push button safety. They're using a 4150 barrel. So it is threaded half 28. Because it's a lever gun, you suppress it. You're not going to have blowback through the chamber. So it's going to be slightly quieter, but it's still, so the 300 black might be worth suppressing. The 5.56, I don't know if you're going to notice much difference in a supersonic cartridge. But of course, it's there. I figured we'd talk about it. I've seen it around. I wish I would have actually seen like a prototype or something. I don't know if Tony did. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'm more a traditional lever gun person. If I'm going to get a lever gun, I've only seen one that uses a magazine that I care for. Tony.
Okay. I want it to work. Let's get that out there first. I want it to work. I want it to be smooth. I wanted to have a short throw. Now, Henry has their Superior. Henry Superior that takes an AR mag. It was smooth. It's out there already. Now, what they don't have is the swappability with a regular AR upper, because if you have a normal 5.56 one, you can pop off the top, switch it out to a 300 blackout. And now you have 300 blackout, a lever action you can freaking hunt with in certain states, and it's also over a 30 cal. And if you can just swap these out and still use the same bolt carrier face, you're good to go. Again, I want it to work. I think it's kind of cool, especially in a state like mine where they will ban everything. Understand, politicians can't be trusted. This gives you some wiggle room against the incremental way they're going to take your rights, and this still keeps you strapped. I'm not saying you turn in your guns. I'm not saying you register your guns when they whatever bullcrap they try to take semi-automatics away. But having something you can run that doesn't violate their latest unconstitutional laws allow you to protect you and yours until they lose in courts and all of a sudden you can find your other gun again that's semi-automatic. Just like everybody found all them bump stocks and they found all those pistol grips and somehow were illegal for a minute. That's all I'm saying. They found all those 30-round magazines after the friggin' crime bill ended in 2014. I'm saying we find a lot of stuff, but you have to live with what's legal if you're going to use it for home defense, or if you're going to hunt with it, or if you're going to use it on your ranch and have it out, or even take it to the range. So I think something like this, if it works, that is why I want it to work, would be good for places like Illinois. They banned assault rifles. And I'm sure no one's running at the range, but there's always those junior FBI agents and junior ATF agents that used to be hall monitors in high school that want to go tattle on you at the range. So if you have something legal like this, is great. What bothers me about Fight Light is I continually ask them to help us out and send some of their legal stuff so I can introduce it to people. Seeing as we have between 200 and 400 people a year that we put guns in their hands, nothing. And I'm like, yo, this is a state that could use some. But what I haven't noticed with their SCR, which is their semi-automatic version, I've not seen anybody do a high round count review on it. And that makes me question how the longevity of it, or maybe now, okay, and to be fair, maybe because it's a semi-automatic that looks like a traditional rifle, they don't have the viewership and people don't watch it, so they don't spend the time making 1,000 round review. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you, but I get what you're saying. Is yeah,
Nothing Fancy did a review on it and it jammed up and wouldn't move.
Right.
Bolt jammed and it wouldn't unjam. So I'm like, is this par for course for what they do? Or is it the fact that just people poo-poo it because they don't live in these states that we have to live under these rules?
Right.
And to go online and type up, oh, just don't pay attention to unconstitutional laws. Yeah, I work with a place where they pit people that they violate laws and pay no attention to them. It doesn't work out quite like you think. And for the people telling you to break the law, they don't help fund your lawyer. They don't help pay your bills, and they won't put any money on your commissary so you can get a cup of noodle.
Oh, man.
So I suggest you don't listen to them.
Yeah, it's probably
I hope
wise.
this thing works. One of the things you notice is the throw has to be not so far forward that it strikes the magazine, but it has to be quick also, because if you're one of those people that are used to running a semi, most people are not used to running a lever action.
Yeah.
And really knowing how far on a regular lever that you have to throw this. Oh, yeah, and I want this thing to be smooth, too.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the action is smooth and not janky, because we'll be talking about something later that comes up with that. And if you don't have the skill set, or if it has to wear in, it's going to take a while.
Yeah, exactly. And that is one of those cases. You know, I wish them the best. And I like that people are designing things like this where you can get for either states where they won't let you, but yet you can still change uppers. You know, you can still do various things. You have, you know, it's lever action, still takes magazines. So, you know, and who knows, depending on your state laws, you might be able to have a 30 round magazine for lever action. There's weird stuff. Yeah. You know, it's, who knows?
On the state, I mean, they made anything over 10 rounds is illegal here. I think it's 14 months in jail per magazine if you have anything over 10 rounds, regardless of what it goes into.
Right. So, yeah, there is that. But I wish them the best, and I'm with Tony. If it's smooth, if it works, you know, get some out there, get some reviews on them. Maybe, you know, who knows? Now, granted, they're not in production yet, so there is that also. So that is the Fight Light Herring Model 2024. Next up is something that is not really new, but I mean, it's new to these guys, but it's not really a new concept. So C&H Precision, or I think that has come out with their RMR scope tube mount, $74.95. They make it for 30 and 34 millimeter scopes. So basically, you put this on your optic, and then you adjust it to where you want. You put an RMR or, you know, anything with an RMR pattern footprint on it, and you can mount it so you have an offset red dot. Now, the reason I like these over, just your 45 degree mount or whatever some people make is, really that's all it is. Of course it comes with parts and it clamps on there, but you can adjust it to where you want it. So granted, you're probably not going to run it straight up like an ACOG with, with one on it. But, if you want to, you have that option. But if you turn it, some people like the 45 degree mount I have, I don't really care for it because it's never in the right spot when I turn the rifle 45 degrees or whatever. It's a little off, because we all turn it different,
Yeah, you're like,
yeah. So, having something like this where instead of having it just up, you can twist it another, 5 degrees or whatever, and maybe that'll fix it. That's the concept I like about it. I really don't have anything else to say. It's not a bad price, I don't think. They make decent stuff. They make a ton of red dot adapter plates for everything, it seems like. In fact, I think I have one floating around here somewhere on one of my guns. Tony, what do you got on it?
I feel the same way as you do. If you're going to need something like this, at least this allows you to set it up where it's comfortable to you, where you roll over and where your head is, and how you see it, whether it's left hand or right hand. You can do that with this one mount. It's not stuck with the hands, and hopefully it's a solid piece of kit. I don't use it because I think this is. I've used, I've shot from unconventional positions in class, and just kicking the regular optic over to the side and looking through it with an AR. I don't have to have this great shoulder. I'm not shooting 30-06. I'm shooting 5.56. So I can kind of have it almost on my chin and still have the rifle sideways and pull the trigger and not mess myself up. But if you're shooting, I guess, competition and you're shooting and you need to turn it sideways, this is a good piece of kit.
I always wondered if you're hunting like certain dangerous game or something, if having something like this or just an offset red dot would be useful. I'm just asking the question because I don't really know, but I could see an application for it because, You
mean like use it almost like an express sight?
Yeah. You'd use it the same way competition shooters use it for close-up targets, but in this case, it's something running towards you, and now you're, if you have like a 3 to 10 or some scope, or, something 2.5 to 10 or something, and it was out there a little
not
ways,
be able to see it. Yeah.
Right. And then you can just roll it, have the full field of view for the most part. And, you never know. I just, because it's going to be quicker, if something's running at you, it's going to be quicker than flipping even an LPVO back to 1. Like, okay, there's various
getting into
ways.
the eye box.
Exactly. You just flip it over. It's right there. So it probably has multiple uses. It's not for everybody. I know that. I just thought it was pretty cool. I'm like, hey, let's go talk about that thing. So of course,
I think it's cool. It doesn't. I wish they would show it more from the front. I want to know how much over. Does it really hang over?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it going to be grab on everything?
And yeah, I kind of get what you're saying because the pictures they have don't really show it from like the back side. They only show it from like the front side. It's like, well, show it from like the angle you'd see it at might help. But
yeah.
Hey, it's kind of is what it is. So we got to live with it. Right, Tony?
Yep. But hey, I understand why Tony complains about websites and the pictures company puts on it. This is questions I have.
Yeah.
And the company's in the position to answer these questions and they don't, or they can't.
Yeah. I get you. I get you there. So, that leads us to somebody else who's usually on their website has decent pictures of their optics. That's Primary Arms. And they seek to provide you the best shopping experience for everything firearms. They have over 13,000 products from your favorite brands, including a complete selection of rifles, handguns, firearm parts, and shooting gear. Every order comes with a commitment to superior service, fast shipping, and an expert support team. And don't forget to check out the Primary Arms line of optics, because they are fantastic and priced right. And because of that, our Primary Arms product of the week this week is the Primary Arms SLX 1X Micro Prism in green with the ACSS Cyclops reticle. I know Tony's seen these, and I have one with a red reticle. I love the thing. They're just, they're fantastic. So
they're awesome. They're awesome.
Now Tony has one of their competitors now, but hey, the micro prisms from Primary Arms are still kind of the original. They're still smaller than a lot of the ones on the market. So you get advantages with this thing. You can head over to Primary Arms and find everything you need by going to primaryarms.com. And don't forget to head over to the firearmsinsider.tv/giveaway, and you can sign up to win one of their GLX RS15s. We're going to give it away on the episode that I do the review on it. So we're looking at next month sometime. So you have time to sign up, but don't wait because, if you wait too long, you're going to miss it. Tony, you can't sign up.
Yeah.
Rob keeps asking. He's like, I'll sign up for it.
Party pooper.
I know. But that leads us to bringing you more stuff for us to talk about. And it's the Uberti 1873 Hunter Short Rifle. MSRP on this thing is $1,699. And as you can guess, it's an 1873 copy. But it's the short Hunter, so it comes with a Picatinny rail on top. It's not a threaded barrel, which kind of surprised me. You can get it in either 44 mag, 44 Colt. Both of them have 20-inch barrels, 10+1 magazine capacity. Let's see, grade A walnut stock, case-hardened receivers. The barrels are half octagonal, so basically, basically where the pick rail goes is the octagonal part. Case-hardened everything. 1 in 16 right hand for the 45 Colt and 1 in 20 for the 44 mag. Total length on these things is 38.87 inches, and they weigh just a hair over 7.5 pounds. Of course, they are straight wall, so you can use them hunting in straight wall only cases, states or places, I guess. I saw this. I'm like, Uberti makes good stuff. I like it. I think the price is a little high, but hey, some people don't. I do. I just thought they were nice. The pick rail kind of adds to it. They're kind of a short, nice little hunting rifle. That's why it's called short. Tony, please tell me what your thoughts are on this, because it does not have those buckhorn sights that you hate.
Yeah, it doesn't have the buckhorn. I'm trying to figure out how you do it. Does the back of this damn pick rail also have the sight? Because the only way I found it out was the guy speaking Italian from Uberti.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's great, Raphael, but I'd really love for you to actually speak English, because I want to know where the frick are the rear sights. Do I look down the rail?
You look pretty Italian.
Look at that. And it was, well, look, my name is Tony. It's my people. So I'm like, I'm confused. So I look at this. It's a little bit expensive. They didn't answer all of my questions. It looks really good because Uberti makes a great product. Pieta Uberti made great cowboy guns, and they're imported in here from other people, but looks great. Doesn't have a threaded barrel. Not that it'll do me any good living in my state, but other people have states they live in that it'll work well. My whole thing with some of this depends on what you got, because I'm looking through what Henry has. Henry's about the same thing for $1,200 per round, so it's less expensive. And I know Henry has the pick rail that actually goes on top
of the receiver,
closer to your eye instead of further out on the barrel, more like a scout mount is what this is. Either way, You get quality stuff. With Uberti, especially with the 1873, you can do all kinds of things to it. If you want to set it up for rapid fire, you can get a short stroke kit because guys use these guns at SAS, single action cowboy shooting uh, competitions. So it has all the spare parts. It has all the things that you can upgrade it with. But hey, cool. It's an Uberti.
Yeah.
They make quality stuff. If you want to upgrade it, the pick rail is a questionable thing to me because some people want their thing to look old school, period, and have nothing different about it. But is this pick rail permanent? Because I couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell either, and it doesn't tell me.
Yeah, I know it doesn't. So, I mean, again, websites falling apart. I'm not going to make a phone call to find out. Because, again, when I'm watching your videos, I got my man speaking Italian. I have no idea who I'm going to get on the phone. My whole thing is it permanent? These are my questions. Is it permanent? Um, if so, fine. I just wonder if I'm getting a better deal with something that's American made. I know the quality from Henry because Henry's coming out of Wisconsin. It's actually made in America. If I have questions about stuff, I can actually call somebody. And I think most of the questions the last time I called was straight to New York, to New Jersey, to Bayonne. But still, they can answer your questions. I don't know if Uberti can. I don't know who warranties their stuff. And again, it's $600 cheaper. Is it $600 cheaper or $400 cheaper?
$400 cheaper. This
That's
is like
expensive.
$16.99. Yeah. I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. Yeah. I mean, I've seen some of the Birdie stuff and it's nice. So, I mean, is it worth it? Good question. It might be to you. Now, of course, does Henry make an 1873? So if you really like the style, this might be something you're limited to. I mean,
well, again, what's the 1873 really look like now that Henry has the King's loading gate?
Yeah.
I mean, is it just the look, or is it because understand something? The cowboy gun you fell in love with from the movies wasn't an 1873.
No.
Usually they had like the 1896s, and they just said they were. So, and that's what Henry has. It kind of looks like the newer,
right,
newer late 1800s rifle, not the older 1800s rifle.
Not the 15-year earlier rifle.
Yeah.
So either way, that is the Uberti 1873 Hunter short rifle. And last thing we're going to talk about tonight is a knife because, why not? And actually, I put it in here because I thought it was cool. And it's a little special. It's the Civivi Elementum Flipper limited edition, but it's got the jungle wear fat carbon fiber handle that's like green camo carbon fiber. But it's their 10th, we use Civivis. It's their 10th year anniversary. So this knife is basically limited to 2014 pieces. It just went on sale today. According to this, if you're listening, it still says you could buy them. They are $103.50. And I'll explain, their flagship is the Elementum. So this, of course, is the flipper version, carbon fiber handles. Let's see. They are marked with a unique custom serial number, and they give you a certificate of authenticity. So when you give it to your kids in 200 years, when they give it to their kids and their kids, you tell them to keep the paperwork. Yeah. So overall length on this thing is 6.99 inches. I guess couldn't make the 7-inch mark, but hey, 1.19 inches wide. The clip makes the thing 0.66 inches wide. Blade length is 2.96 inches. It's pretty much the same as all of the Elementums, except some of the larger ones. Closed length is 4 inches, basically. 0.12 inch blade thickness. The handle thickness is 0.43 inches. And it weighs a whole 2.81 ounces. Now, blade material. This is a hollow ground satin finish drop point blade. made from CPM S35VN. So they're using a really high quality, a good quality steel, which is why the price is $103. Plus it's limited edition. And then of course the handle material is that jungle wear fat carbon fiber. I don't know why they called it that, but it's green, black carbon fiber. I mean, it's cool looking. Tip up right hand carry, titanium clip on this thing. They do finish the clip with like a greenish pattern to kind of match the thing. Of course, it's cage ceramic ball bearings, liner lock, because it is the Elementum. I don't know. I saw this and I was like, this thing's pretty sweet. It does have a lanyard hold too, if that's your thing. Just because the carbon fiber I thought was pretty cool. I'm like, this is pretty cool looking. Price is not terrible. You got decent blade steel. I mean, hopefully they use this handle on something else later, but if they don't, who knows? So what do you got, Tony?
I laughed at this damn thing because it's your regular S35V, whatever.
Right, which is a good knife steel.
Yeah, good blade steel. And I'm like, oh, it's a limited edition because you made it so. It's just a freaking paint job, bro. It's not like it's made out of anything exotic. You don't get to freaking jack the price up
and give it a different
paint job.
It's not a paint job though, because it's carbon fiber. It's all inlaid in the carbon fiber, but you get it.
Yeah. You can inlay anything in carbon fiber. What I'm saying though is they didn't have to go through super extra expense. They didn't have to club an oyster to death to get the pearl out of it. You know what I mean? It's like you manufactured it, bro.
Uh-huh.
And that's cool. But a limited edition of 2114.
Well,
really?
2014, because that's when they started. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, 2014.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. Elementum is a really good knife. It's really smooth when you open it. If you want to be one of those people that have a limited edition knife, cool. I mean, and they make limited edition Buck 110. So I guess, you can have a limited edition knife that's common as hell. It just has a limited version of it.
Right.
In my opinion, if you get it because you enjoy it, not because you're going to foresee some great resale value on it.
Yeah. The resale value is not going to be there.
No. And I think that's what gave me this little negative smirk is they're playing it off, and some people buy into, oh my goodness, it's a limited edition I can give 10 years from now. No, get it because you enjoy it, because you're gonna love flipping it, because it does look really cool. Even the pocket clip looks different.
Yeah,
like I looked at it and was like, this is a nice looking knife. And then as I'm listening to, because I didn't see the anniversary part, I really didn't.
Either way, I think it's a decent price for the knife you get. And I think it's cool looking.
Yep, it is. I mean, yeah, I don't deny any of that. I think the only thing was with me was, it's a limited edition, like trying to get you to come in. And for people, it's like, bro, get it because it's a knife.
Yeah.
And if you're going to put it in a present, if that's how you get off on it, by knowing you have it in your knife safe in this box and it's really cool, and every now and again you open it, flip it a couple times, that's a good reason as any to get one.
Yeah.
But if you think there's going to be some great resale value on this, I don't think you're going to get the money back. Get it because you like it, not because you. This is not that kind of limited edition.
Yeah. Well,
it ain't the $1 million Luger, bro. It ain't the $1 million Luger.
It's like I gave it to Angie, but a regular Elementum, except I have the donut edition, from Blade HQ or wherever with the D2 steel. Yeah. And, it's cool and all. And did I buy it? And I think theirs are somewhat limited edition too. They just aren't stamped with it and stuff. But why did I get it? Because it's cool. And, she throws it in her purse. And if she ever needs a knife, she's got one that's cool. I mean, Is it any better than the regular one? Knife. And in this case, it's better because they're using the S35 steel, which is a better, quality blade steel that's going to stay sharp, last a while, stuff like that.
Is it any lighter
I think it's about the same weight. It's 2.8 ounces. It doesn't weigh anything. So,
well, my whole thing about a 2.8 ounce knife and knife is this low weight, and it's a good look.
Yeah.
Most guys won't, but understand when I use my knives. I have my flashlight on the inner pocket. I have keys. I have other tools I use, so it gets banged up. I think this carbon fiber would probably help. It won't scratch much unless you intentionally scratch. It's carbon fiber, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's more sturdy than it is scratch resistant, but when you scratch it, all it does is look like it has a scratch in it. It doesn't like change the color like you're scratching paint off, stuff like that. And like,
so anyway,
yeah. Yeah.
it's nice.
Yeah. And that's the thing is I'm with you. It's like, hey, limited edition's cool if you're into that stuff. I just thought it was a cool knife. I'm like, hey, this is pretty sweet. I am going to mention something else, and I don't know how long it goes, but because we're on the Civivi site, because of their anniversary, they have some of their knives that they're discontinuing for like 50% off. So
yeah, I'm looking at that now, bro. I'm like, whoa.
And so I'm looking at it. So I just thought I'd let's see. It says it ends April 18th. So even when this show comes out on Friday, the 12th, you'll still have time to do that. So, hey.
Yo, bro, Nitro V blade?
Yeah.
For this what I don't even know what word that is.
I don't know what.
TERAXE. I don't know what that is. I just know the blade steel is the higher end blade steel. This is a $123 knife for $64.99.
Yeah. You get the idea. And they got a bunch of decent stuff on there that really, like, you can get some of theirs with their Damascus steel, which isn't as hard as like the Nitro V, but it looks cool and it does wear decent. $60. They got some good prices over there on some decent stuff. So, hey.
So what is it? It's like stuff that they're going to discontinue and they're just dumping it now?
Oh, yeah, basically. But they're still great knives, and some of them aren't discontinued. They're just selling them cheap. But a lot of these, it looks like they're discontinued. But like I said, definitely if you're looking for a knife and you want one, they got some pretty good deals over there on these things. So check them out. That was the limited edition Elementum flipper and jungle wear.
I love the fact that Thrifty Tony's looking at all these things like, because they got some D2 for like $60 or cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, and I've done reviews on Civivi knives. I like them. I have a few here, and like I said, I bought the donut one. It's not like I've bought some. It's not like they're all given to us for review. So, hey, what do you got?
What I'm looking at is the knife for raffle. If I can pick a decent, like, these are D2 knives. Again, they're not so deep that you don't, like they got one Damascus. It's like $82, but it's Damascus blade. It's got all this stuff. It's deep pocket clips, yada yada, bam bam. But for me to be able to pick up something that's normally $110, $80.
Yeah. Like they have another one. There's Savant with its carbon fiber handle Damascus blade is like $65. I mean, something like that for you. It looks good. People probably buy some decent raffle tickets for it. They got some decent stuff over there. I mean, hey, so definitely go look at it. They're not a sponsor. Like I said, they have given us a few knives for review, but it's pretty cool. But speaking of sponsors, Excess Sights.
Oh, look, it's that company that's not a shirt company.
Oh, they're a shirt company. Now, Tony.
Look, they do math when they send you a shirt.
Hey, they didn't do math when they sent me a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I should have asked them if they would have at least cut it down the middle and sewed it together. Maybe next time.
Yeah. I put this thing on. You could probably see stretch marks in the logo.
You probably, well, we've seen you in the other shirt, so.
I put this thing on the other day and I took it immediately off. I don't wear a 4X.
Yeah. That's why they sent two. So, if you don't know, Excess Sight sent out like care packages or something, and because they don't make a shirt in Tony's size, they sent him 2 4Xs. You know, hey, 4 plus 4 makes 8, right? Well, I guess not, but in the sight world, it does. So, for over 25 years, Excess Sights has been giving you twice the size shirts for the same price. They also help you get on target faster, offering tritium sights in all different types and styles. Low light is no longer an obstacle. Of course, because the shirt doesn't fit Tony, so of course you have all that skin sticking out that reflects light. Just saying. Most options come with brightly colored photoluminescent Tony rings. I don't know. Hey, he's showing his mug now, so at least he got something useful. The colored ring helps them work better in daylight by drawing your eye to the front sight. Excess Sights has sight styles for everyone. Big dots, ghost rings, standard notch post, minimalist, suppressor height, all offering tritium options. They are available for a plethora of firearm types. From shotguns to handguns, Excess Sights has you covered for all your low light sighting needs. Now, if you need a t-shirt, they might not have you covered. So, our Excess Sights product of the week this week is the minimalist night sights. These are the ones that basically you get their front sight with the ring and the tritium inside, and the back is just a serrated rear. So that's why they're minimalist. Some people like them. I actually have a set of minimalist night sights. I think they're Excess Sights. They're on my 43, and they work great. I mean, I also have an optic on it, but hey, they work. So use code GGR20 and you'll get 20% off almost everything over at Excess Sights. Tony?
Yes.
You want to read our listener feedback, or you want me to read this paragraph?
Oh, we got listener feedback?
We got a lot of listener feedback. Well, it's all from the same guy, but.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Listener feedback. Gary. I recently discovered your podcast, listened to it all day long at work. Love hearing all the cool guns, gear, knives, and things you do with firearms. Rusty sounds like an interesting guy, and I would love to go hug hunting.
I think it means hog hunting, but.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
I know. Okay. I left that in there on purpose because his typo. As I was like, I'm pretty sure it's hog hunting, but I'm leaving it in there.
Okay. Yeah, I guess if I would have kept reading, understand this is a cold read.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't read it once. Never hunted, but hog hunting sounds fun. Tony seems awesome and devoted to turning people onto guns, which I think is amazing. Tony seems awesome.
That's just what
Tony seems awesome. And it says something about Rob. But the important part is Tony seems awesome. Rob seems cool, and plus he has a Desert Eagle. And last but not least, something about Chad. Love hearing you guys talk about. Chad has organized one of my favorite podcasts and is a great host who has a ton of firearm knowledge.
I don't know about that last part about the ton of firearm knowledge, but I'll take the rest of it.
Yeah. I love hearing you talk about some of the budget guns I actually purchased. I recently dove into PSA, and it has killed my savings. I feel people don't realize some of the deals that can be found away from their local gun store. My latest PSA AR carbine outshines my Smith & Wesson Sports 2 by far. It should. And it was almost $200 less, and it runs flawlessly. Yes, they do. You guys have turned me on to Primary Arms, and my next optics purchase will most likely come from them or possibly Swamp Fox. You guys should do some Spiders knife reviews.
I think so. Keep going.
All right. I have over 100 pocket knives, and I think my Spyderco PM2, that's paramilitary 2, is my favorite of the bunch, along with the Enduras. And if you haven't, you should also review the Ontario Rat 2 D2, around $50 and super solid. Also, how about a PSA 300 blackout pistol review? Maybe you can't where you all live. I live in the gun-friendly state of Idaho. Keep up the great work, and I will always remember Epstein didn't kill himself, or so I'm told. Hey, thanks, Gary. That was an awesome feedback.
Yeah. I appreciate it too. And I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. I'm putting pretty much the whole thing. There were a couple sentences at the end that I didn't add in, but they weren't really relevant. I thought it was pretty cool. So,
actually, we've had a Spyderco Endura giveaway because the president of Car Arms actually gave me multiple Spydercos that were Car Arms limited edition that I raffled off. And I had actual serial numbers and 2A4E logo engraved on one side when we raffled them off. So a few people got that. They sharp as I don't know what, man. I think they were SV35 steel too.
I think they were pretty good knives, if I remember the ones he gave you.
Oh, I cut myself on air with it.
Well,
I was talking about it and I flipped it open and it sliced my hand. That was cool. PM2, I don't think I have the PM2. There's another knife they have is their entry level. It's a bigger knife. It's not a paramilitary. I forgot what it's called, but they're really good knives. So the Endura, yep, definitely. Ontario Rat 2 in D2, I haven't touched that one, but Walmart has a bunch of Ontario Rats, but they're not in D2 still. I wouldn't buy them from Walmart. If I'm going to get an Ontario Rat 2, I'm going to get one from somebody and get it in D2 because D2 is a better steel than whatever sardine cans Walmart's are made of and the steel they bought them from. I mean, it's just true. It's when you look at some of the stuff that Walmart buys, Walmart's edition of it, because they can buy so many thousands of them that they will make them to the barest minimum just to have the name of that company that you're going to go look for.
Exactly.
So, that's an Ontario knife. I know it. Yeah, but it's an Ontario knife made to Walmart spec. It is not made out of the same
made
knife.
with 5CR5 MO3 steel. It's the cheapest steel they could find.
Yeah, it used to be the eyelets to your old Chuck Taylors. And now it's invested into a knife.
Well, that might be, they might make decent knife steel if it's true Chuck Taylors.
Old Chuck Taylors, yeah. And as far as PSA carbines are concerned, I'm with you, dude. I've been saying PSA makes good carbine for a really long time. It's the rest of the internet that had to catch up.
But then they still haven't caught up with the high points. But hey, we can only do so much, right, Tony?
Oh, my whole thing about the high points is all of them were stumbling all over themselves, promising to buy something if it said D cannon on the side.
And they made it.
I made a lot of money.
Kind of. Yeah, but
how's this? I've yet to be wrong about whatever I said about the gun industry. I've just been ahead of the curve the entire time.
Well, sometimes that's just how it works.
But people like repeating things they hear without ever touching them, like Spyderco's are good knives. PSA makes some decent guns. Like he's right now talking about Primary Arms and Swamp Fox.
Yeah.
At this point, at the golden age of firearms development that we're in now, I had to get that one.
I'm surprised he didn't mention that.
Yeah, I know. I was looking for it.
I know.
He nailed a bunch of them. But, I mean, we're in a very good position now where you don't have to spend a bunch of money to get a good knife.
Yeah. Or
$50 you get a knife with D2 steel from a quality manufacturer that flips out, that locks up, Civivis, Spyderco's,
a
bunch of them.
And the same with like the PSA stuff. I mean, you can get lots of good quality stuff that will outlast how many people. It's like, who was it did their like 7,000 round PSA review or whatever it was recently, something like that.
Garand thumb with bull crap.
But
whatever, bro.
But the thing is the advantage is it's like, most people, are they going to shoot 5,000 rounds through, an AR?
Full auto.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Full auto like he did.
And the thing is no. And even if, look at like bench rest shooters. I mean, heck, They put 200 rounds through a barrel and they're changing it. You know, if you
it's
go
a new barrel.
5,000 rounds through an AR barrel, it's like, who cares? Go buy another one when they're on sale for $80. You know?
And the thing is, and going by Gary Simmons, and I believe he's 100% true, he is a PSA AR, and it's better quality than the Smith & Wesson Sports 2.
Yeah.
Smith & Wesson cut so many corners with their thing that PSA didn't cut. And PSA just, and also Smith & Wesson customer service has started to slip. While other companies have stepped it up.
Yeah.
And I've heard it from multiple people that I even work with.
I put up the gun website said Tony ain't going to mention how hard he got behind the 45 gap for a few years there.
Dude, I wish I got behind the 45 gap because I've been right about so much stuff that was so far and can probably come back.
Tony, would you get behind the 30 super carry, please? Because I figured out the other day that Ross Martin I have would be awesome in 30 super carry. Holds 15.9, probably holding the 18, 19, 30 super carry, maybe even 20. I mean, I'm just saying.
30 super carry gonna die because you don't have a police agency picking it up.
I think you're right. Or it'll stick around just kind of base-ish. But I hear you with that. Well,
that's what sucks about it. I mean, look, we can go on. We got an hour done. All right, cool. Nailed it. Let's get out of here.
So thanks, Gary, for the feedback. We really do appreciate it. And I guess I know Rusty's working on a 300 blackout something, but it's not a complete PSA. So I don't know. Maybe we can figure something out because I know it's legal. It's legal here. It's legal in Tennessee. I don't know about in Jersey. Probably
300 blackout is legal, yeah.
But a pistol, that's where, yeah. No,
we'd have to make it a non-NFA firearm, which is the same thing as a pistol, but put a vert grip on it.
Right. So let me know what barrel length you think you want in a 300 black pistol. 8.5, 9 inch. That's what I'm saying to Gary. We need to find out. So Tony, since Gary already talked about some of this stuff, but I'll let you talk about it some more.
All right. Our next event, if you listen to this show and you didn't go, you missed it. It's Thursday, April 11th. We're going to have a great time at Gun for Hire Range in Woodland Park, 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have fun. Purchase your tickets at eventbrite.com. You can visit diversityshoot.com, click that link, and buy your ticket today. If you like the work we do, visit diversityshoot.com again, and you can make your donation using our PayPal link. Also, you can join our Patreon. It's back up, and we back at it, baby. We also have $20. You can donate any way you want. Just say you want in on the April raffle, and we're giving away a really cool knife from Battle Horse Knives. It's called the Woodsman. Swing! And here it is. It is beautiful.
And if nothing else, $20 is $20.
$20 is $20. This is
a fixed blade.
Fixed blade American knife made of 01 tool steel and an American made a leather sheath. Also, a crap ton of SHOT Show swag. So that's how you can help us out. If you missed this one, our next diversity shoot is at Union Hill Gun Club May 9th. So let's not forget one of the most important things said on this show tonight. Tony seems awesome.
And notice he said seems awesome. He didn't say Tony is awesome. He said he seems awesome.
I seem awesome because he's a realist and he knows he hasn't met me. He just hears what he hears on the podcast.
Okay.
When he meets me, he knows that I'm a step above awesome, which means I'm awesome.
Okay. So I don't know about this awesome but whatever you want to say. So you can send us questions, comments, or feedback to gungearreview@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review somewhere. Also, please visit the Firearms Insider at firearmsinsider.tv and check out all the great reviews over there. There's also links to the podcast and links to all the discounts. But Tony's got something.
Don't forget, Second is for Everyone podcast. Release a new episode Sunday.
Yeah.
Episode 99.
I was super surprised because I saw that and I was like, wait a second. It's not the solstice, but I guess the eclipse screwed him up.
Oh, I hate you, dude. I so hate you.
You're welcome, Tony.
Awesome.
You're welcome. So check us out on Facebook, X, and Instagram at Firearms Insider. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that way you get notifications that the live show is about to start or something like that. Don't forget to check out our great sponsors. They make this show possible and make our trip to Vegas possible, basically. So, thank you for listening to the largest, maybe not tonight, pound for pound podcast on the network. And we are out.
Epstein didn't kill himself. 45 times by Alphabet.
This podcast has been a production of the Firearms Radio Network. For more, visit firearmsradio.net.